Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sicilian Corner podcast. I think, Lou, that spring has finally sprung.
I disagree. Still cold out there.
It
was this morning.
What do you got for blood? What do you
It
got?
was when I came in. I don't know what it is right
It's
now.
beautiful. You don't want any
Sun's
warmer
out.
than this. You'll sweat.
I'll take it a little warmer. Than
I love the way things are turning green. I'm looking at the trees and all the buds. And, you know, we have one of your neighbors sitting in as co-host today. I'm very, very fortunate to have Graham McKay sitting in with us. And this guy has more titles. You could never put it on a business card.
I know, right?
Never in a million years. Graham, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
So let me get this straight. You're a captain.
I am.
All right.
From time to time.
Marine archaeologist.
Indeed, again, from time to time when duty calls.
A boat builder.
Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
A graduate of Harvard.
A long time ago.
Very, very, very good. I like that. And you're the executive director of Lowell's Boat Shop in Amesbury, Massachusetts. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to come in and talk to our listeners a little bit about, the history. I mean, we're going to be celebrating, Lou, the 250th anniversary of America. And
That's right.
17 years later, Lowell Boat Shop was founded.
Yeah.
Right on the banks of the Merrimack River, right in our own backyard. And they played an important role in what went on in our area. And it, you know, something to me to keep a tradition like that alive. And we're going to talk about some of the classes that go on with some of the youngsters and high school kids. And, you know, something I think it's fantastic. I love tradition. I love customs. Graham, you wear many hats, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you were born?
Sure. I mean, I was born right at Anna Jake's Hospital in Newburyport, Massachusetts. So
Anna
my
Jake's,
parents,
isn't it?
Yeah. My parents moved to town to Amesbury in the, I would say, early to mid 70s. My father had just graduated law school, and I think he was working in Boston, and they were trying to find a community that was affordable but within striking distance of the city, and so they landed in Amesbury.
What a nice community.
Yeah.
I just love it because it's so quaint. And you and I agree on one thing.
Just one.
For just one. That's it. For Italian food, where would you recommend?
If I were going to go get Italian, I would go to Ristorante Molise.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Antoinetta and Elisa's sister. They run a first-class operation. And it's as traditional Italian food as you're going to find in the area.
Yep.
We're very blessed. We got some great Italian restaurants around us. And you know something? They're good people. They run, that used to be, I believe, a bank at one time, that building.
Yeah, I think everything that is now a fast food restaurant or a coffee shop used to be a bank at one time. You drive around, you see a lot of old banks turned into massage parlors and things.
Hey, really? Any massage parlors, the name of it?
In Amesbury?
Yeah, you would know if there are.
There's a new one.
Oh, there's a new one.
There's a new one up by Stop and Shop.
Is it 24/7?
I don't think so.
All right, just wondering. You know, just wondering. What is this exactly is your job? What do you
my
do?
Job description?
Yeah.
Oh my God, anything and everything.
Okay.
So as an executive director, really, my job is to make sure everything goes smoothly from day to day. So really, it's keeping everybody happy. And by everybody, it is employees. It is our membership. So we're a member organization. We have about 500 members.
Is it a 501c3?
It is.
Are you under the umbrella of a 501c3?
Yep, it is. So I'll get into the history and how that came to be.
Okay.
And so keeping our membership happy, keeping customers happy, because we do have customers, keeping our students and parents happy. So really keeping everybody happy, keeping the board happy with, decent financials. That is also a daily job of mine. So people ask me this all the time. What's a regular day? And there is no regular day. You know, you're walking in before we got on the air here. I got a phone call. I'm trying to line up a a contractor to come fix our fire suppression system, and I need to coordinate an electrician now. So that's today's phone calls as soon as we're done here. But
I like it. Can we go back to the beginnings of the Lowell Boat Shop?
Sure. So, I mean, the beginnings of our operation is 1793. That's what it says on the sign.
Imagine that.
Simeon Lowell, who was our founder, he purchased the present property in 1793. So prior to that, during the time of the Revolution, he was building in Amesbury already, just a little bit over, if anyone knows Amesbury, over on the Powwow River, sort of by the new restaurant that they're building now by Amesbury Point. And so in 1793, he moved on down to the current site of our current site. And when he bought that, it was an existing shipyard already.
Oh, okay.
So they had been building ships there. There were a number of small outbuildings and things. And he was doing work on bigger boats, but he was also building small boats, which eventually became the business.
Mm-hmm. We have to keep in mind that back then, almost everything that was shipped came by boat.
Absolutely.
I mean, there were no
nothing.
railroads.
No.
There wasn't any of these
Yep.
trucks blowing down 93.
No.
It was all boats, and most of them were all wood. All of them were all wood.
They
right?
were all wood, yeah.
They were all wood at that time.
Or skin, I guess. It could have been a skin boat, but
What is a skim boat?
a skin boat is typically a wooden frame, or maybe potentially a bone or a reed frame with skin stretched over it, like a hide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
So we can't say they were all wood, but primarily they were wood.
So 1793, it became a business.
So Amesbury itself was perfectly situated for this. You're on the Merrimack River, so you have lumber, a ready supply of lumber, but really what it is the falling water. So if any of your listeners have been to Flatbread Pizza there in Amesbury,
Oh, yeah.
they will know there's a beautiful falls there, and that falls provided power for mills. And one of the first mills,
That's the Powwow River.
the Powwow River, yep.
Yeah.
One of the first mills or factories that was established there was a nail factory. And so prior to that, you had to go to your blacksmith. They were literally hammering out nails one at a time. This factory was mass producing nails, which was a component that made boat building in the way that Simeon did it inexpensive and effective. So that input was right there, right downtown, that allowed him to build his business.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And how long did he own the boat shop before? Did it stay in the family for many generations?
It stayed in the family for 7 generations. So the Lowells finally sold the shop in 1972. So
They had a hell of a
1793 to
nerve.
Wow.
1972. I know.
Can you
Huh?
imagine?
Good run.
Jesus, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, correct. I keep mentioning a lot of times about Vegas, and you have a hotel that's built and it's 40 years old, and they imploded.
Yeah.
And they built a new one. I mean, Jesus, you talk about history. You talk about history of this country. You have to keep in mind what was going on at that time, and Lowell's Boat Shop really fit that particular niche in our local area. And so in the 70s, who took it over?
So in the 70s, there was no real Lowell heir apparent, and fiberglass was coming in. And so the writing was kind of on the wall as far as the business was concerned. And so they sold it to the Odell family. And when they purchased it, Mac Odell, he was a retired banker, and he was basically he saw the historical value of it, and his main goal was preservation. But he also maintained the business and kept building, and they did so until 1990. And then at that point, the shop ceased to be a quote unquote commercial boat shop and became a working museum.
That's what you consider it now?
That's what we consider it now, as a working
Do you
museum.
still make wooden boats for sale?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, you do have a limited market.
It's a very limited market, and we're building primarily boats that we've always built in the shop. So we can get into how we build, but the boats that we build, we don't have plans for. So we're building them from notes and patterns and things like that from inside the shop.
You must love that.
I love that. But it's all knowledge that, builders like me have. So you can't, if you might be an educated boat builder or an experienced boat builder, but you can't just walk into the shop and build one of these boats if you don't know what any of that stuff means, the hieroglyphs. So, we're not really competing with anybody building that way, building our own designs. We do build, some other stuff, but primarily that is for nonprofits like ourselves who utilize boats as teaching tools, but don't have the capacity to build them.
All right. So, Graham, when you were an economics major at Harvard,
yes,
was there an elective in Dory building at Harvard?
There was not.
How did you
Actually,
get from there to here?
Of all the classes I took at Harvard, the one that has been the most applicable to my life has been celestial navigation, of all things.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the oldest. I think one of the oldest classes offered there is celestial navigation, and of course,
who knew?
Going into
Really?
Professional captaining, commercial,
Yep.
Merchant seaman, you need to know celestial navigation, but also coastwise navigation, which this course taught.
Let's see. Describe the paths from Harvard to the Low Boat Shop, because it's a fascinating
It's
concept.
like Candyland.
Yeah.
Go around the corners and down the slides. So, this interest in boats had existed much, long before going to Harvard. So, I got to attend Harvard because I was a decent baseball player back in high school, and so I was recruited to play on the baseball team.
What
at Harvard.
position?
I was a pitcher.
Okay.
Pitcher
Because
and
you're
an
a big
infielder.
guy, you're tall.
Yep.
Yep. Get the build.
So I played baseball there at Harvard, but I was always interested in boats, and it's really interesting. I was a bit naive back then, and it didn't occur to me that getting out of Harvard when you graduated that you might go work at an investment bank and this. So I just did what I wanted to do, and that was boats. So I left Harvard. I should say I graduated. Then I worked in commercial fishing, and I worked in boat yards, and I was a professional sailor for, and I kind of rotated through those things for about 4 or 5 years, 6 years. And
You went to the UK too, didn't you, for schooling?
well, when I was commercial fishing, working on a dragger, which tows a big net on the bottom, you'd pull up all kinds of fish, and you'd pull up all kinds of everything else, and all kinds of everything else was planks from old ships, blocks from old ships, all these pieces and parts of old ships. And of course that fascinated me, and so I was like, maybe I could actually do something with this, which is maritime archaeology. So I went to the UK, to Bristol, studied maritime archaeology for a master's degree, and when I came back from Bristol, I had to do something. I still had to write my thesis, my master's thesis, which was on that wreck in Haverhill that I was telling you about. And I needed money to live. And so I started working at Lowell's Boat Shop to basically to live. And I was fortunate enough to have the knowledge to be able to work there from having taken a class there in high school. And so I was able to step right in. And then how many years later are we now? And I'm still there.
A great journey.
Sticky. I call it the Hotel California sometimes.
Fair enough.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Really. I'm amazed that at almost 300 years that business is still there.
Yeah.
And the reputation that they created through that. You had Henry Ford, because Lowell was one of the first places to kind of use an assembly line to build, like especially the dories and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a mass production. It was a mass production assembly line, and so Henry Ford was said to have visited, which is plausible because he was also likely visiting town, meaning Amesbury, because Amesbury was producing automotive parts, car bodies, things like that were then being shipped out to Detroit. And so it's likely that he came to visit those factories and also stopped by Lowell's and saw the assembly line process. But, we at the shop, turn of the century, 1900, the shop was producing 1,700, 1,800 boats a year, which is
Really
exceptional. I mean, that's five a day.
Well, yeah.
Something like that, 5, 6 a day, which is, I mean, hell, I could build 5, 6 a year,
Graham, is there a special type of timber that you use? Like, let's go back to the dories, because that's what you guys are known for.
Sure.
Is there a special type of tree that you use the wood from?
We use all kinds, but yes, we primarily, the hardwood that we are using is black locust, which is, if you drive along the Merrimack River, it's all you see.
Okay.
The kind of squirrely trees with the thick gray bark. When they're young, they have thorns on them.
What did you call it?
That's black locust. What do you call it?
I don't know. I call it a tree.
Oh.
What do I know? What do I know? I didn't go to Harvard.
Okay, well, it doesn't
I went
matter.
to Lawrence
I didn't go to arborist school either.
Lawrence High, baby. Lawrence High. But it was, I found that segment about Ford coming to the Lowell Boat Shop to study how it was a mini assembly line.
Mm-hmm.
And many people felt that when he started building the Model T, that was something that he got the idea in his head from.
Yeah.
To do that, because it saves an awful lot of money and you could push out a lot more product. Isn't that something when you think about it? I mean, Henry Ford came here to get ideas on the Model T.
Yeah.
I mean,
from boat building, wooden boat building.
Yeah.
From wooden boat building. I still love the name of the tree.
Locust, black locust.
Where's your supply coming from? You are out cutting down trees on the Merrimack, or what?
I mean, yeah, it's that simple. I mean, the stuff that we're working with now came literally from the hillside across the street from the boat shop. One of our neighbors had a bunch of trees taken down, and we had them all milled up. I just put a piece in a boat that I'm building, and that piece washed up on the shoreline at the boat shop. It was a this time of year especially, the winter ice has pulled trees that have fallen into the river up here in Methuen and Lawrence and all, into the river, and they end up floating down and they fetch up in front of the shop. And so you can get a nice big locust tree with the roots, and with the roots, the trunk comes down and then takes a 90-degree turn. And that part is especially useful for boat building. So, yeah, literally plucking it out of the river.
So you have everything shipped out. It's cut into farms. Then you have it milled somewhere.
Sometimes we'll take the logs to a mill, or the mill can actually come to us, which also does happen.
Oh, wow.
But Sawyers come and go, and I've recently found a good one up in, what the hell is he? Kingston, New Hampshire.
Okay.
And not far. And he gets it, which is the hard part. Trying to explain to the Sawyers what you need for a boat. They want to cut stuff that's straight.
Right.
And we all boat builders, give me the curviest things you have, because boats are all curves.
You brought me to where I wanted to go. How do you bend
how
do you do that? The dories have a bow type of build to them, and
so
a very controlled bow too.
Yeah, the shape, when people look at a wooden boat, they love wooden boats because they're aesthetically beautiful.
Yeah.
For the most part. And where that aesthetic beauty comes is really truly the natural bend of wood. And so for us to build a dory, you bottom with a framework on it, and it looks like an undecorated Christmas tree when you start. It's lost all its needles, and then once you start bending planks around and the shape, the bend of those planks becomes visible, then it really starts to look like a boat. And so bending, it's rare that we have to use steam. It depends on the type that we're building, but for a dory or a skiff of the type that we typically build, you just muscle it into place and nail it on.
Oh, I see.
And that was because, mass production, they couldn't waste the time, the energy steaming planks. And so the planking for a dory is 9/16 of an inch. It's my dad. 9/16 of an inch thick. And so it is that thick because if it were 5/8, you wouldn't be able to bend it around the frame.
And in that span, it's bendable. in the spans that you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you just physically nail it down and it eventually bends?
Yeah, you clamp it on, and it, you know, it'll make that bend at 9/16. Yeah. So
you have skilled carpenters working with you, more or less, craftsmen?
Yep. So I'm a halfway skilled one, and then we have 2 others who are skilled boat builders who are there, you know, working on boats every day.
And they have to have the passion and the love for what they're doing. So
yep, absolutely.
I mean, there's something to be said about sawdust and the smell of sawdust. It gives me a rush.
It's really just rewarding to step back and look at a boat that you made. And
I'm sure.
And
I'm sure.
Or more so, you know, actually go out in it.
Listen, we're going to talk a little bit more, but I need to take a break.
Okay.
All right, Louis, why don't you take us out, pal? And we come back. We're going to continue our conversation with Graham.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas, with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill Grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Play more, earn more, win more at Encore Boston Harbor. Sign up for Win Rewards today and score $50 in free play instantly. Score even more as you play your favorite games. New members will also receive $25 in free play for every 100 tier credits earned playing with your new Win Rewards card. Highly rewarding instantly. Visit EncoreBostonHarbor.com for more information. New members only. Further terms and conditions apply. If you or a loved one is experiencing problems with gambling and needs support, call 833-2750-50 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org to speak with a trained specialist. Specialists are available 24/7 and services are free, confidential, and available in multiple languages.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler,
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
He is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender Lazy Man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back, and in studio with us is someone who's got a love, absolutely loves building wooden boats, loves the ocean, everything dealing with the fish, the whole 9 yards. And you know something, I'm glad you took the time to be on with us. Graham, we have a few people saying hello. Andy Parisi is one of them.
What's up, Andy?
Barbara, what was he doing? He was raking his peony bed, and he lost track of time. That's why he joined us a little bit late. Barbara Cody, my significant other, is saying hello. John Savastano, our good friend John Savastano. All good things come from the Merrimack Valley. I thought that was pretty nice. Nice to know that Ford got ideas from here. I found that amazing too, to be honest with you. And then the guy who mills the trees is called, the correct pronunciation, is that a Sawyer?
A Sawyer,
yeah.
yes.
We, I live real close to Cannibal Lake in Wyndham.
Yep.
And when a hurricane of 38 came through, the U.S. Army engineers came in and they were taking all the trees that were down and cutting them into, you know, sizes that you could handle. And they'd put them in the lake and then bind them together, put some kind of bonding around them. So rope, it wasn't rope, but it was some kind of a wire. And then they'd sink them at the bottom of Camber Lake because in the cold water, it would keep them from getting buggy and everything else. You mentioned a little while ago about some of the trees floating in the Merrimack with the ice coming down.
Yeah.
Well, every once in a while, we get some of these logs that come up from the bottom. And you got to look at them. They were absolutely pristine.
They'd probably be great if you milled them up.
That's what,
yeah,
you know, the intent is. The signs in Wyndham when you're driving down 111, that was one of our businessmen, Al Letizio, spent the money to have a crew go down and get some logs and had it milled. And the signs that you see on 111 all came from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a business now of, you know, they used to do these log drives in Maine and places, and they'd cut a bunch of logs in the winter, and they'd dump them in the river in the spring, and then they'd run down river and end up at the mill where they'd get cut.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of those logs fetched up, didn't make it, sunk in the lakes, and they've been harvesting those because the wood is still
pristine,
perfectly good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at one. I like to walk down by the lake as often as I possibly can, and there was one, and it actually came ashore because we were pretty windy one day.
Yeah.
And I really got real close to it and look, I couldn't believe how old. It's the cold water that preserves. You know?
Yeah, there's maritime archaeology. There are these mashoon. And so a mashoon is a native canoe, basically a dugout canoe. And there are several of them at the bottom of Lake Quinsigamond. And they're there because in the winter, you're not going to use your dugout in the winter because there's ice on the lake, right? So they would take them out, sink them to the bottom, and they'd stay there all winter and then go fetch them in the spring because they wouldn't dry out and crack or any of that. And they'd bail them out. And then
it's incredible. I mean, to see it really uptight and close, it's absolutely amazing. Getting back to the Lowell Boat Shop, I mean, I know the facility isn't all that huge. I mean, I don't know how many working area, how many feet would you think, square feet?
I think the whole facility is 9,000, but
that's not that big.
Maybe 3,000 of actual building area that we utilize. Because there's museum space, storage space.
And in 2011, Lou, I'm sorry, in 1911,
yes,
that's what he tried to say. In 1911, you pushed out 2,000 boats in 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, not me.
Amazing.
Not you.
Some of these guys. So yeah, but at that time, we were talking about the mass production method that they were using. At that time, what was going on downtown, I said that it had been a carriage manufacturing center and then turned into some car parts and such. But cars were starting to supplant carriages. And so some of the factories retooled and were making dory pieces. So the shops in Lowell's was one of 6 or 8 shops like it right along the river. And so the riverside shops could buy dory pieces from downtown factories and assemble basically dories.
In the United States, Graham, is there any other facility that is still open doing what you guys are doing?
Exactly like it? No. I mean, there are other commercial shops that are open, and there are museums that do build
strictly
boats. Yeah. Every museum, bigger, maritime museum, is doing some boat building. They have their own boats to maintain, and that's largely what keeps them busy. But people, when they go to a museum, they like to look at the old stuff, but they're also fascinated.
Nostalgia, baby.
Yep. They're fascinated by activity and using the old ways, but creating something new. So when someone comes to visit our shop, the first floor, the lowermost floor, is our museum. They'll spend a half an hour down there getting acquainted with our history. And then if they spend a half an hour down there, they'll spend an hour upstairs looking at what we're doing, asking questions, getting involved in the actual process.
Just refresh my memory. Someone with disability, walking, bad knees, the whole 9 yards.
Someone like yourself. We got it. Go ahead.
Are you done? No, let me know.
We can start busting balls here. That's what I was here for. I'm coming to the Sicilian Corner.
Get out of your system.
Graham fits right in.
There you go. I like it. You can come back next week.
All right.
Is there a facility able to handle people with disabilities?
So in 1990, when the shop became a National Historic Landmark, we also, there was a lot of federal money put into the shop at that point to stabilize it, because it had sort of fallen into rack and ruin. And at that time, they made it ADA compliant.
Oh, okay.
So we have an elevator.
That's good to know for our listeners that are out there.
Yep. So we're fully ADA compliant, as much as we can be, given the old nature of the building. But you could take an elevator down to see the museum, come up to street level.
That's perfect.
Wheelchairs, whatever, we're fully accessible.
Perfect. Is there someone that will explain what they're doing at that time, or is it kind of a self-guided tour?
You can do either. So we have guided tours and self-guided tours. And if you, our museum hours are 11 to 4, Tuesday through Friday, but the shop hours, we're there building boats 8 to 5 or 6 all week. And so if you want a proper tour, you can come during museum hours. If you really want a proper tour, it's best to schedule it ahead of time. But I'm in and out. The nature of my position, I'm in and out quite a bit. That you've got about a 50% chance of catching me there. I'm doing podcasts, things like that. But
what was it? The lure of the big money?
Yeah, I thought we were going to get Italian lunch after this.
I wish I could. I was telling Louis when I got ahead of me this afternoon. But something, I think it's absolutely fantastic and national landmark. I mean, you guys are really kind of limited to what you can do in that building right now, right? I mean, as far as altering and fixing it up, and are you restricted?
We are. So what the National Historic Landmark means is that the National Trust for Historic Preservation owns a preservation easement on, or restriction on, the shop. So what that means is the facade, the outside can't visually change. It has to continue to look like it looks in perpetuity. It doesn't mean you can't change the inside.
Has it always been red?
No.
Okay.
It was white for most of its life.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it really stands out among and you're so close to the river, to the mighty Merrimack, which is the third swiftest river in the United States, yet you've never been flooded. Come close, but never been flooded.
Not never. 36.
36.
So in my lifetime, no. The only time that I know of that the shop was actually flooded was in the big flood in 36. And at that time, it got up to within, I think, 18 inches of the underside of the first floor. So the basement where the museum is now was flooded, and the damage happened when all the boats downstairs that were finished in the paint room floated up against the overhead, and they ended up getting damaged. And I don't know if they had the wherewithal to pull the plugs on them all, because if they'd all floated, they could have damaged the floor and floated that up as well. But from the reports that I have seen, the historical accounts, they opened the doors and the water came in, and they opened the windows and the water went out, and it left the building itself is not terribly tight on a windy day. So the wind blows right at that riverfront facade in the winter, the northwest wind, and the building is so not tight that the doors on the roadside will blow open as the wind just blows through the building. So you're heated with wood stoves, but if you get more than a few feet away,
you heat that big area with wood stoves.
We heat the 3-foot radius around the wood stove with a wood stove. If you get away from it, it doesn't touch you. Especially if the wind's blowing, it blows that heat right out the front door.
So you're wearing heavy clothes a lot.
Yeah, all winter
because it's damp. And
when it gets cold, the bathroom's frozen up, and
but you got the river right there.
There is an option for that.
Yeah, well,
and the epoxy is frozen, and the machinery doesn't want to run. I mean, when it gets to be like that, we just call it a day, because you can't possibly get anything done.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those negative 10 days.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's just you can fight it and get something done, but your efficiency is so low that it's not even worth trying.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're very involved in maritime history, and in my town, Newburyport, they still are attached to the maritime history to an extent, but it's mostly recreational boating now, and Amesbury has moved on in a couple of different areas. What are the important stories about maritime era in Amesbury and Newburyport that we need to keep going?
Well, that's pretty broad.
Yeah.
Well, I think the point that you made is that pretty much all boating that happens on the river now, from the mouth all the way up, is recreational.
Yep.
And I think that people,
but it used to be lifeblood.
Yeah, doing that, lose sight of the fact that it was a huge maritime highway. I give a lot of presentations on the shop to various communities, and one of the photos that I show is a picture taken from across the river of Amesbury, of where the boat ramp is now in Amesbury, and there's a big 3-masted schooner tied up taking coal out. There's a tug towing another 3-masted schooner by, and there's one anchored over here taking out lumber, and people don't realize that whole waterfront was an active commercial maritime waterfront back in the day.
Can it still sustain that geographically? Is it still deep enough at that point?
It is, but it doesn't make sense now.
Yeah.
There's no port facilities or anything like that. The last big thing that I know that went upriver was they built an electrical substation sort of by 495 in Amesbury, and they had to move a big transformer or something up there, and so they had to bring a barge up and unload it at the boat ramp in Amesbury because it was too big to go over the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, commercial traffic really does not flow. I'm excited actually about maybe you've heard this. There's a ferry now that's going to run from Haverhill down to Salisbury. So getting people on that river again. Back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, regular steamer traffic between Haverhill and Salisbury Beach, going back and forth. And you still see pictures of it, the steamer Merrimack.
That's what people miss, the size and the amount of traffic and the size of the boats that were running up and down that river at that point.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And so it could still sustain it, although so we at the boat shop, I'm involved in a lot of tall ships, and I always want to bring bigger sailing ships up as far as the shop, just even for people to get the sense that this is possible and this is what the waterfront used to look like. But Interstate 95, the Eisenhower interstate system has harmed that. You have to have a 54-foot or smaller mast to get under the highway there.
At least the beams aren't falling on the boats.
No, not like it was.
Since they rebuilt the bridge.
Graham, we have Peter Scipoletti is saying good morning, buongiorno. Andy Parisi added that he built a pram with his uncle, and it was a kit from Sears.
Yeah. So in the middle part of the 20th century, post-World War II period, there were a lot of boat kits, a lot of backyard builders. So, and that was an era for for Lowell's as well, that went from building commercial dories to building pleasure craft. But Sears sold kits. There were all kinds of plans in like Popular Mechanics and the Rudder magazine, things like that.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of, and plywood also became readily available where it had not been before the war, really.
Okay.
And so as a building material for boats. And so the 40s, 50s, 60s saw a lot of basement and backyard builders building their own boats.
Where Andy talked about Sears and the kits, I have a very dear friend of mine, Mal Gurley, and he has a huge barn, Louis, on his property.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Sears kit.
The barn?
Yeah.
If you
now it's Amazon.
The craftsman style houses, if you ever heard of a craftsman style house, you could buy that from Sears.
Wow.
You should see the barn. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Really?
It's absolutely good. He's a carpenter by trade. So, I mean, the place is pristine. It just looks fantastic. It really does. Graham, I got to take another break.
Oh, okay.
All right. Are you hungry? We'll watch a couple of the commercials.
Oh, I the last commercial all I saw was steak.
Butcher Boy.
Steak and steak.
Yeah. And restaurants.
Well, but they all had steak too.
All right.
I mean, I'm seeing a theme here. I don't know.
All right. Don't get mad. I like it.
I get mad. I want a steak.
All right, Louis, why don't you take us out, buddy?
Oh, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Play more, earn more, win more at Encore Boston Harbor. Sign up for Win Rewards today and score $50 in free play instantly. Score even more as you play your favorite games. New members will also receive $25 in free play for every 100 tier credits earned playing with your new Win Rewards card. Highly rewarding instantly. Visit EncoreBostonHarbor.com for more information. New members only. Further terms and conditions apply. If you or a loved one is experiencing problems with gambling and needs support, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org to speak with a trained specialist. Specialists are available 24/7 and services are free, confidential, and available in multiple languages.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler.
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
he is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery, tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Are you grooming anybody?
Trying. Yeah, but
Are you grooming anybody, Mike?
Yeah. You know something? I love talking to this guy.
Yeah.
I do. I love talking to him. We're just shooting the breeze. I mean, it's cool. We talked about off the air. Of course, trying to raise funds is a major problem. You have anything going on right now that from your website that people could access to get more information, or
that we don't have any specific fundraising initiative currently, but other than we are always raising funds. So yeah, our website, lowellsboatshop.org. You can go there and check it out. So I'll run you through all of the things, but yes, as a nonprofit, we do rely on our community quite a bit for funding. and our community is solid and fantastic and supports the hell out of us.
Yeah,
and
it
we're
doesn't
very
surprise,
lucky.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Amesbury is a classy little, is it a city or a town?
It's a city now.
It's a city now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for the last 20 years, I think 15 or 20 years. But yeah, so our community, you know, we try to be a resource for them, and I'll get into that. But yeah, we're always having to raise funds. I would say about a third to a half of our annual budget relies on fundraising and grants and individual donations and things like that. So the best thing somebody
you
can
have
do,
a grant writer?
we did, and now it's me. Yeah.
Good luck to
another
you.
one of those hats.
Good luck to you, brother.
The writing isn't the hard part. It's the reporting that's the hard part. But
I think writing grants, applying for grant money is one royal pain in the butt.
it really is. But like I said, the more odious task is the reporting.
What are we looking at here that Louis got up on the screen?
We're looking at some of our boats. So, you know, we do build that one on the left. There is it's called I'm gonna say a Sicilian, but not a Scilly Isles gig.
We can call it a Sicilian.
You can call it.
We built that for an organization.
We'll let it go
in Gloucester. You know, a community organization that does rowing. The one on the right is a Lowell sailboat that I built for a customer, you know, many years ago. So, you know, our website is a trove of
How long would it take to build a sailboat like that?
3-4 months. Sailboats are a pain. You get the hull done, and then you start to get the feeling that you're done, and then you got to make all these little pieces and parts that are intricate and take all kinds of time.
Oh wow!
Where would we be most surprised to find a boat from the Lowell Boat Shop?
Oh boy, it's a long time now. Pretty soon after I started, I built a boat that went to Hong Kong, sent it to Hong Kong.
God, wow.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, I sent a boat over to Ireland. Yeah, they're all over.
Wow.
So this one particular photo, you're looking at some of our youth programs. So part of our mission to preserve and perpetuate the art and craft of wooden boat building is to teach younger students. And so we have an apprentice program for middle school and high school kids, and they'll come after school 3 days a week and build and rebuild boats. But really what they're doing is joining the community. And so for a lot of these kids, they'll get their first car and it'll be a beater, and we'll teach them how to fix it, or we'll get them their summer jobs, things like that, and they just get tied into our community, and we're tied into the wider community, of course, and we're a resource, in that respect. We also have a number of events every year, big Christmas event in the beginning of December that I'm sure some of your listeners have been to, and several summer events that you would love. We have a beautiful lawn, as you can see there on the screen.
Right.
And we do summer events, oyster events, dinners, lobster bakes, things like that on the lawn.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Cool.
If you sign up so I was about to say earlier, one of the best ways you can support us is to be a member. And if you become a member, you get a heads up when we're having dinners and things like that. So if you don't want to go that far, you can very easily just sign up for our emails. Just join our mailing list, and you'll get emails. It'll tell you also all about all of our programs like this. There's a coastal navigation program coming up. For some of you, we have a program where you, in the next couple of weeks, where you build garden boxes. It's the time of year when you're trying to get your tomatoes in the ground. So
our friend Roger Trudell, Roger just said hello to us.
Yep.
And he builds, he's raised all his boxes up now. So he doesn't,
doesn't have to bend over.
Yeah, basically. I was trying to be nice.
Why?
Why?
What are we doing here? What are we on the radio for? We're entertaining, right?
There you go. I like it. But you talk about somebody who takes it very, very seriously. Him, Peter, Scipoletti.
Yep.
I mean, these guys take it to a whole different level. Peter lives right close to my house, and it's amazing the different varieties of tomatoes and stuff that he grows.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to maintain. It really is. It really is. So it's a good thing. You do rely on private funds. The federal government help out at all because you're historical?
Some. And I say some, it depends on what those grant programs are. So for us, there's the National Park Service has been good to us over the last several years. They have a program called the National Maritime Heritage Grant Program, and that is funded through the scrapping of old ships. And so, you scrap an old Liberty ship, and that money goes into this grant program that supports maritime heritage. So in our case, it supports our apprentice programs.
Speaking of ships, it was on today that the Titanic was launched and took her only voyage. And all those people were lost. And I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yep.
The history side of this, the longevity, is what really blows my mind. And to have people that are still dedicated to doing what they were doing centuries ago. But
what always fascinates, just sorry to stop you on the Titanic, but what always fascinates me about the Titanic,
the band kept playing until it went under.
No, it sunk south of us. We think North Atlantic, we think ice, we think icebergs, we think Arctic. It sunk south of us.
Latitude wise,
yeah. It's amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
Because we think it was way up north that it sunk.
You were thinking, huh?
Yep.
Unbelievable. We're going to be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States in a few months. And we got these beautiful, beautiful, magnificent tall ships coming into the Boston Harbor area. How, with your love, how do you feel looking at these beautiful, beautiful boats coming in?
I mean, I love it. I'm a captain because I used to work on those and used to run those boats. So for me, it's one of my favorite things in the world. And I'm bummed that it happens so infrequently, but it is no small amount of work to get
24 countries
to get them all organized into one thing. But I know it's a nightmare parking and a nightmare, trying to get a seat to look at them. But it's I think, for young kids, it's one of the best things you can show them to just get their, imagination running. But, for me, hopefully I'll be in among it somehow. But I love seeing the ships. I love seeing them sailing and all of that. But one of the best things is you get all these ships in one port and all the crews come together. If you're in and around Boston at that time, go to the Black Rose, go downtown, and you're going to find all kinds of sailors from all around the world having a good time.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
And it's a different kind of experience, but occasionally they'll have tall ships in Newburyport. And you walk State Street, Newburyport, and look back over the tops of the buildings and see the masts and get an idea what it was like in the 1800s.
Speaking of that, I can plug this. So I believe it's July 19th. Back in the Revolutionary days, the Declaration of Independence was read in Market Square in Newburyport. And so, July 19th. So this summer on July 19th, we're going to recreate that in a company with the Museum of Old Newbury. And this is funded by the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism. And so a horse will ride the Declaration of Independence into Market Square, and it'll be read in front of a number of people. And then some tall ships are going to make their way into Newburyport and have a little battle right in front of the boardwalk.
Oh, what a great event.
So
I like it.
Sign up for our newsletter, sign up for the Museum of Old Newbury, but also, our social media pages. We have a very active YouTube page. Actually, I do a monthly walk around the shop that gets a lot of interest on YouTube, Instagram, all of that. Those are our main. We've focused on that in the last several years, the socials, because that is how you're going to get young people. You were asking me during the break, is there anybody around that's going to take over what I'm doing? And I keep hoping. We've only been at it with these kids for about 15 years, and they need to get on a little bit. But I'm hoping before I die, somebody can show up and pick up the flag.
Hey!
I mean, it's a ways off, but
so when these Gen Z kids are 80 and they're doing Mikey's show here, we're doing the Sicilian Corner for the 100th anniversary or whatever.
There you go.
What are they going to talk about your era of the Lowell Bulk Shop?
In 80 years?
Yeah.
I hope they're saying that very little has changed.
Yeah.
And I think that is what we're trying to do, is change very little, but also stay current. And that is a hard thing to
make
do.
it accessible to current people currently.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But people want to go see the old building, the old ways and all that. And we're trying not to change any of that. But what we're trying to do, we keep doing different programs. We keep modernizing things like that to have things that people actually are interested in and want to see and do.
Sounds like a game plan to me. Nancy Patera DeMarco is joining us late today, but she says good morning / afternoon. So she's covering all the bases.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Nancy. Thanks for coming.
Nancy's a sweetheart. She really is. She likes listening to us on the demand. And by the way, folks, we are on demand 24/7. You can listen to us on YouTube if you missed part of the show. If you like to watch Graham and what he had to say again, just go to YouTube, go to Facebook. We're there. We're there, brother, 24/7. Hey, brother, we're running out of time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is a blast.
Anytime. Anytime.
All right.
I find you a breath of fresh air.
Really?
I don't know when you sleep.
I didn't even bathe this morning.
I didn't want to say that on the air, but
It's metaphorical, Graham.
Yes.
but hey, listen, guys, next week, guess who's going to be coming from Sicily and is going to be sitting in Graham's chair? Al Zappler. And we're going to talk about when he decided, what made him decide to move and live in Sicily all these years and to come home just a couple of weeks out of the year. That's a big transition. It's something that you really got to give a lot of thought to.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you. We see him on Facebook a lot, and he's got a show called You, Me, and Sicily, and it's absolutely incredible. Is a significant other, and something. The guy looks fantastic. He looks better now than he did.
He's happy.
He's happy
because he's living in Sicily.
Yeah. I mean, hey, manja, Papa. Manja. Hey, listen, everybody, have a wonderful. The weather's changing. Get outside, enjoy the outside.
Yes,
clean up your yards, please. If you live near Mikey, clean up your yards. I don't want to see your leaves coming over.
Okay.
All right, Louis. May peace be with you,
May
my
peace
son.
be with you.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.